Okay, so hey, I'm going to be talking about badminton in this video, and the specific thing that I'm going to be talking about is movement. Okay, movement. Specifically, I will talk about the whole movement in badminton, but very sharply. What I'm going to be talking about is the off shuttle movement. So there's several different reasons why you want to move. Okay. The first obvious one is when you receive the shuttle. Obviously, one of you, I'm talking about doubles by the way, one of you has to go and receive the shuttle. You have to go where the shuttle is hit. And that is pretty much one of the that is the easiest type of movement to understand, because all you need to do is you pick one person, the person moves there, and they hit the shuttle. What is more difficult to understand is movement when you're not hitting the shuttle, right? When you're, for example, your partner hits the shuttle, or you just have hit the shuttle and now you're both free. There's different types of thinking, different types of ideas as to why you want to move. Okay? There's different types of movement. One type of movement is staying still, right? You just keep your position. That's one type of movement. Another type of movement is where one person moves, and typically in this type of movement, either the person moves and the partner doesn't move at all, or the person moves and the partner moves as well. Now you might be questioning, okay, what's the point of moving? And I'm going to tell you exactly why moving is so important. The first reason of moving, okay, is for communication purposes. Let me just put that off for a second. The first reason of moving is to get in a better position. You see a lot of professional players, they're gonna, after they clear the shuttle, they're gonna kind of split the court, the badminton court, in half, and they're gonna cover one half each, so they're ready for the smash. That is a prime example of you putting your position, changing your movement, and moving in response. So you're moving to get a better position. That is a key example. Okay. For instance, there's also places where you would one player would go for the front and one player would go for the back, to get a better position based on where you hit the shuttle, where you read they're gonna reply, and stuff like that. That's one reason. The other reason, as I said before, is for communication purposes. As soon as I move, I'm telling my partner where I'm gonna go. If I just stay still, my partner doesn't really know where I'm gonna go. Right? I have to actively play active badminton and move before my partner himself moves, so that he knows, okay, this is what my partner is doing. For instance, if he smashes, if I start to move towards the front, my partner is gonna know that I'm gonna be playing the front, and he should play the back, right? He's gonna move towards the back. That's a prime example of assigning different roles to people, communication, through movement, because you can't always just say, hey, move to the front or whatever in the middle of a match. The third way that you would kind of move is something called calling. Calling is even more than communication, something more extreme. It's almost like communication taken to the extreme. That's what calling is. Calling is, I'm gonna force a play on my partner. Does that make sense? Like when you play volleyball, right? Who decides the structure of the team. There's the setter. The setter sets the ball, and they have 100% of the, or they have not 100% of the decision, depending on how their team pass the ball. It's also important, but we don't have that. So we do kind of, but it's the setter decides what the play is. Just like in American football, the quarterback decides what the play is. So when you move in badminton, you're moving actually to create a play, right? You're making a move where by moving somewhere, you're telling your partner this is the play that you need to do. And they have to be able to respond accordingly. A lot of people, when they play with you, if they're not used to play with you, it's difficult. Or if they don't think like you, they can't play with you because you're trying to make a play. You're trying to make a call. That's what it's called. It's called calling. I make a call, and my partner doesn't react properly. That's you cannot play that way. Okay, so here we said get a better position, communication, and calling. And if you focus on those three, there's some very more detailed stuff. But if you focus on those three first and focus on working on your improving your position, communication between you and your partner, and calling, that's gonna be very good. And sometimes your call doesn't have to be so. Sometimes the calling is just you standing still or you moving a little bit, right? You could go from the front, you start to move back. That means I'm gonna take the whole front, or you do this, do that, because badminton is always very snap, snap, snap. So you have to, in that small moment, you do something to make the call. Right? Just like how when you have those things behind your back, you call the long serve or short. So is that those are the three fundamental uses of movement in badminton. I can't think of a fourth one or a fifth one or a sixth one right now. So I'm going to keep it very brief at those three. Obviously, the one I didn't cover is just, playing, right? You're reacting. It's a reaction movement. That's why you move, because you react to the shuttle. You have to get to the shuttle. But that's not what I was talking. I was talking about off shuttle stuff. But obviously, if you're going for the shuttle, you have to go to where the shuttle is, right? So that's kind of part of the equation. And I think I did a pretty good job explaining it. So, okay, thanks.